I wanted to meet new people, this is what I would do. I'm going to walk you through like where I would go, what I would do when I get there, and kind of how I need to like prep myself before I go out. When I talk to people, coach people, a lot of the times a lot of these people have social anxiety, you included, you might have it. And that's because of the brain and what the brain does. So pay attention to this video. I'm going to explain what that social anxiety comes from, and then how to get over it so you can start meeting new people, because at the end of the day, I think life personally is just so much better when you start talking to new people. Think about it, man. Like, your network can get better, the people you date can get better, your friends can get better. If you don't have any friends, you can start making friends. Everything in life, when it comes to just meeting new people, just gets way better. Okay, so the first thing we need to talk about is like your actual like mindset. It's When I was taught from one of my coaches who is the best in the world, the most paid, he's made over $100 million in sales, teaching people social skills. A lot of what he preaches, like, it's not the actual interaction itself that you need to be worrying about, but it's going to be what you do before you approach that person or that girl. And what I want you to know is, especially when it comes to women, they are very good at picking up on like those subtle cues because they're more emotional than men are. Women, they feel things more. So there's something called mirror neurons. And if you go up to a girl and you're in a bad mood, like right now, my eyes are exhausted. It was a struggle. I'm dropping things all over the place. I've got 3 herniated discs. So I'm dropping stuff, which means I got to bend over and put pressure on my herniated disc because I'm in a wheelchair. I sit all day long. They're not going to get better. And by bending over, it's just going to make it worse. I've been dropping shit all day and I'm just sitting here screaming. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Why am I being tested? So trying to film this video was a little bit of a struggle. But now that I'm talking to you, I'm starting to feel better now that like I'm doing what I enjoy. I love filming content for YouTube and for like all my shorts. Okay. So if I were to go up to a girl and talk to her after I just got done screaming and my cortisol was through the fucking roof and I was stressed out, she's gonna feel that. That's not gonna make her feel good. I guarantee you 10 times out of 10, that girl would not want to talk to me ever again. Now, if I go to the bathroom and I try to pump myself up, I might look in the mirror and say, Mitchell, you are the fucking shit. We have a little bit of a setback right now. Just remember, you're the fucking GOAT when it comes to meeting people. People love talking to you. Like, you might be having like one bad day, bro, but you know how this plays out. You get one bad day and then the rest of the week is just a fucking stellar time, bro. You've done this time and time again. People love being around you. People love talking to you. Like, now I'm feeling good. I'm gassing myself up. I'm trying to get myself back into that flow state by pumping pleasure chemicals into my head. Being grateful for things or like positive self-talk will always make you feel better. Smile, move around. If I wasn't like, I feel like my scalp is so dry right now, I would go sit outside and get some sun for like 10 minutes. That's what I usually do. And then I'll come in and film. So that's the first thing. You just got to make sure that your state of mind is at least positive. Okay. You'll once you start talking to people, it'll get better, but you just got to make sure that you're at least feeling good and smiling when you go out in public. People want to talk to people that are smiling, like my Labubu, because they look more friendly, they look more approachable. Why? Like, I wouldn't want to talk to a guy that looks like he's gonna beat me up. Girls with RBF face, they're the sweetest things ever, and they know they've got RBF. And people don't like talking to people that look like they're gonna like be a bitch or like beat her up or beat them up. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's the first step, is getting your mind right. Now, the second step is, where would you go? So today I went to, because I've been in bed for the past 2 days trying to see if I can make this better because of how much pain I've been in. So I've been out of the game for 2 days, and that momentum builds. That's why today's day 1. If I leave the house tomorrow, it'll typically get better from there, because I'll just go and I'll start saying things to people. Now, I went to the gym, then I went to the grocery store. Okay, when I go everywhere, the gym, sometimes I talk to people there. today I was struggling to do it, but I still did it. I still talked to a few different people. So while it doesn't feel good in the moment, when I look back, I'm like, let's go, Mitchell. Good fucking job, bro. 1,000 out of 10. We had a great day today. Even though it feels like you didn't, you still fucking did it. You still talked to a couple different girls. You know what? Good job. And so where would you go? Anywhere in public, okay? Anywhere in public. A lot of guys that I talk to, they're like, well, I mean, I wake up, I go to work, I go to the gym, and then I go home. I'm like, okay, so like, do you have time to go to like the grocery store? Yeah, I have time. Okay, great. Well, then you can fucking say hi to people when you're there. Do you have any free time, or is all you do work, gym, home? No, I mean, I've got free time. Okay, when's your free time? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. So during your free time, if you go to the gym, let's say 4 or 5 days a week, well, the 2 days that you don't go to the gym, and because you don't go to the gym, go somewhere in public. Could be a coffee shop. There's a coffee shop that I go to on a very regular basis, pretty much once weekly at this point in time. It's called Badass Coffee Hawaii. I love it there. I'll do that typically before I go to the farmer's market. So, because they're both right next to each other. So I'll go there in the morning, talk to a couple people, and then I'll go to the farmer's market, talk to a bunch of people. So that's what I do. So that's my Sunday is like my socializing day. I purposely go out to the farmer's market to just say hi and try to talk to people. Some days it's great. Some days I have a fucking awesome time. Sometimes I don't. You know, it just depends on the vibe, and there's a lot of factors that go into it. But that's what I want you to do. Is put yourself in a good mood. Then when we go out, purposely go somewhere that you enjoy going to. Now, listen, if you go to work, then you go to the gym, then you go home, that's fun. But what I'm saying is in your free time, you only need 20 to 30 minutes maximum. I'm not saying to go out and spend like hours every day doing this. Now, my coach, he goes out for, like anywhere from like 2 to 5 hours a day, and he's been doing this for I think like 6-7 days a week, bro. It's crazy. But he likes going out to bars and clubs. He doesn't drink, but he likes going out at nighttime. It's Owen Cook. I study him very, very, very heavily. I'm even in one of his programs. Being in a wheelchair, I like the day. I like doing things during the day. I do not like going out at nighttime. I just don't. I fucking hate it. So I go do stuff during the day. So for me, it's like I said, you only need 20 or 30 minutes. Start finding locations. If you don't do anything right now, if you just sit at your fucking house all day in your free time, well, guess what? Now you're going to have to go and do some research on places close to you. Pick a spot and then go there. I would do it a couple times. Okay. And the reason why I say go to this one location a couple times is because you're going to be able to gauge if it's like busy or not. If it's not a busy location, I would switch it up. We want to find places where there's a lot of people. So that's why Owen likes going out at nighttime, because the volume on men and women are through the roof. And again, when it comes to meeting women, the more women there are in one area, the better chance you're going to have at getting a number or going home with her at the end of the night, or, just meeting a bunch of different girls you didn't know before. During the day, it's a little more, it's harder. The numbers are not there. So it takes me typically a longer time, but I'm okay with that. I don't really care. Like, I don't need a woman in my life, but like if I happen to meet one and it just plays out, great. If not, great. Okay. So that's the second step. First step, put yourself in a good mood. Second step, make sure you start going to places in your free time. Third step is when you go to these one locations. This is arguably going to be the most important part of the video. You are going to, this is where I need to explain how your brain is going to stop you from talking to people. Once you understand this, then learning to get past that becomes a little easier. I'm not going to, so the brain, let me just say that. The brain, two parts, the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. The amygdala is like part of the lizard brain. That is the part where back in the caveman days, if a guy went into another tribe and tried to fuck that tribe's like girl, and they didn't like him, they didn't know him, he would like die. They would like kill him. So from an evolutionary perspective, the amygdala has not caught up with modern times. So the amygdala triggers the fight or flight response, which is the anxiety you get. Then if you wait about, I think it's 3 seconds, if you wait about 3 seconds, that's when you start getting those excuses that come up in your head. That's the prefrontal cortex. It had enough time to kick up and say, hey, that girl that you want to talk to, now's not a good time. Maybe she's got a boyfriend. Maybe she's busy. She's on the phone. She don't like you. Don't go and do it. That's the excuse maker. So that's why there was like a rule in the pickup days. It's called the 3 second rule. You count to three, 1, 2, 3, and then just start moving that direction. You're gonna see that the longer you wait to approach that person, the less likely you are. I mean, like time, the longer you wait, you are literally ruining your chances. So the only way to beat social anxiety is by taking massive action. This is where it's going to be very difficult. You are going to walk into a location and see a person, a guy or a girl, and all you got to do is just say, hey man, what's up? Girls, hey, how are y'all? But that's going to be extremely fucking difficult, especially if you haven't talked to anybody that day. So I went 2 days without really talking to anybody, at least in person. And did I go to, I think I went to the grocery store. I might have. So I might have said something to somebody, but 2 days without interacting like a decent amount of people. When I went to the gym today, it was one of those days where I was like, oh, fuck. This is very difficult to try and talk to people, man. And I mean, I still ended up doing it, but that's what you're going to notice is there is going to be a significant like brick wall that you can't even see. That's like, don't do it, but you just got to, hey man, what's up? Okay, your brain needs proof that that person's not going to hurt you, not promises. So when you go somewhere and you want to start meeting new people, the first 20 or 30 minutes, pretty much when you're out there, is going to be very difficult. However, at one point in time, you're going to notice it went from being very difficult to now you're just kind of talking to everybody. You're like, what the fuck? How did I get to this point? That's what happens. Your reticular activating system started off by being like, hey, this is bad. These people, they don't like you. Don't talk to them. So, hey, these people, let's go and talk to them. We should talk to them. I bet they want to talk to us. Now, I don't know how the amygdala, the prefrontal cortex, I don't know where the RAS, the reticular activating system, I know that's what, it's going to look for reasons not to talk to people, and it flips to reasons why we should talk to people. I don't know where that fits in between the lizard brain and the prefrontal cortex. I just know the RAS is what's, it's part of it. Okay, so from there, now we're starting to talk to people. And then from there, the last step is like, once you get to a point where you're talking to people, well, if you see somebody you want to talk to at that point in time, let's say you go 20 or 30 minutes and you just struggle the whole time. That's fine. What you'll notice is if you go out and do it, let's say the next day, then the next day, you're getting these like little bit of it's like little momentum wins. Okay. And every day that you do it. So today was really difficult for me. If I go out tomorrow and I'm feeling better, if I actually got better sleep, my eyes weren't heavy, if I felt really good tomorrow, I would have a better time talking to people. That's just what I usually notice for me. Today might have sucked, but if I go out tomorrow, I go to the gym tomorrow, I'm gonna have a much easier time saying things. My brain's gonna feel like I'm not having brain fog. That's just what I've always noticed from doing this. And I've been socializing for 15 years. But it wasn't until a couple years ago where I really started understanding why the brain does what it does. And now I'm like, oh motherfucker, this all makes sense. Now I know why I'm able to start talking to people, and I just don't even think about it. I just do it. And then when you're looking to meet more people, once you start warming your social muscles up, because you got to think about it, it's like going to the gym. You can't just lift a PR as soon as you get there. You got to start warming up. Same thing. You got to start talking to people to warm up your social muscles, to flip that switch in your reticular activating system. And then that's how you're going to meet new people, is when you go to these places and you do it consistently enough, you're going to meet new people naturally by going and just saying hi to random people. It could be a guy or a girl. But if you try to approach a girl that you find really hot, as the first person you're talking to, I can almost guarantee it, depending on where your social skills are, that you're not going to do it. Okay? It is extremely hard to talk to a 6 at the beginning of the day or a night than it is a 10 when you're getting ready to leave that place. If you try to talk to a 6, that conversation is going to be awkward, but let's say like an hour goes by and you're warmed up, that 10, you're going to have a great time talking to her. That's just how it works. So I just this is how you, if you want to meet new people, this is how it's done. But make sure at the start of this, if you're in a bad mood when you go out, it's going to be very difficult to even want to go and say hi to people, because what you focus on expands. That's why I said you got to try to put yourself in a good mood first, because if you're in a good mood before you go out, you're more likely to look for the good, the reasons why you should talk to people. Today, again, I was in a bland mood, tried to hype myself up a bit, and I didn't have success today, and it showed. When I was at the gym, I was talking to people, but I didn't really, it wasn't one of those days where my energy was like normal Mitchell, where I'm fucking pumped up, smiling and excited like I usually am. Today I'm very like blah, but I'm still here. So if you want help learning how to confidently meet new people or talk to more women that you find attractive, I coach men on how to do this. I walk you through. I have a whole system to go through. We can, if you think I can help you, click that link in the description. Book a time to speak with me. We'll talk for 15 minutes. We'll go over like what you're dealing with, what your goals are, what's stopping you, and then if you think, and then I'll talk to you about how I can help you if I can. I can't help everybody, and if you think I can, then we can work together. But with that being said, check out one of these two videos right here. And hey, see you in the next one.